Hello friends, today's topic is about metabolic alkalosis. So which are the biochemical changes occurring in metabolic alkalosis, how to identify this metabolic alkalosis as well as types of this metabolic alkalosis that we will look in this video. So first of all, alkalosis. So alkalosis is simply defined as a pH is more than 7.45. Further, this alkalosis of two variety, metabolic and respiratory. Currently we are talking about metabolic. So in metabolic you have to remember whenever we are talking about metabolic you have to remember molecule of bicarbonate. It is simply by MB. M means metabolic, B means bicarbonate. So in metabolic alkalosis, particularly excess number of bicarbonate is seen. Now further, this metabolic alkalosis is again divided in a three variety based on clinical representation. So it may be uncompensated, partially compensated and fully compensated metabolic alkalosis. Now further in detail of this metabolic alkalosis we will look. So basic defect in this metabolic alkalosis, that is bicarbonate level is excessive, and it is occurring due to the loss of the acid or from the gain in the base. So either loss of acid or gain in the base that can lead to the metabolic alkalosis. So loss of acid particularly seen in severe vomiting as well as gastric aspiration. So simple, you are knowing that when vomiting is there, so gastric content is going outside of our body. So this gastric content is mostly containing acid, and this acid mostly hydrochloric acid, as well as gastric aspiration also hydrochloric acid level will be decreased from our body. So when there is a hydrochloric acid, that is a particular loss of the acid. So hydrochloric acid is made up of the H plus and Cl minus. So that acid is lost along with the chloride. So hypochloremic alkalosis is result, particularly when there is a vomiting and gastric aspiration. So you have to remember this alkalosis, metabolic alkalosis represented as a hypochloremic alkalosis. So sometimes defective base excretion is also seen. So that base is generated but it is not able to excrete out of our body, and that can also lead to the metabolic alkalosis. Now further in this metabolic alkalosis, you have to remember what happened. First, there is a excess amount of bicarbonate is seen. So from every 1 millimole per liter rise in bicarbonate, so when this bicarbonate level is increasing, that lead to the metabolic alkalosis. So normal level of bicarbonate, that is 22 to 26 millimole per liter, but if it is increasing further, then per 1 millimole per liter increase of the bicarbonate, there is a partial pressure of carbon dioxide that will be also increased by 0.6 mm of Hg. So this is called as secondary changes. Primary change, that is increased level of the bicarbonate. So whenever this bicarbonate is affected, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is affected, and that is called secondary changes, or it can be said as a compensatory changes. So these secondary changes are always in the same direction of the primary changes, and it is applicable for all acid base disorder. So whenever the secondary changes, there is always in the same direction of the primary changes. So what happen in metabolic alkalosis, we have said that increased level of bicarbonate, and as a compensatory mechanism, there is a partial pressure of carbon dioxide is increased, but it is not more than 60 mm of Hg. But due for the increased level of this partial pressure of carbon dioxide, it need to be hypoventilation. Simple, respiratory rate and depth is decreased. What happen? Carbon dioxide will not be eliminated, and carbon dioxide level will be increased in the body, and this carbon dioxide which is increasing, that will lead to the increased formation of carbonic acid, and this carbonic acid is working as a acid to maintain that whatever the excess number of the base. So whenever the high pH, particularly depressed high pH, means there is alkalosis, pH is more than 7.45, 7.45 to 7.46, 47, 48. That high pH, that will depress the respiratory center, and due to depress of the respiratory center, what happen? Respiratory rate and depth will be decreased, and that is leading to the hypoventilation. So more and more carbon dioxide will be accumulated, and when this carbon dioxide is accumulated, what happen? Carbonic acid formation will be increased. So when this carbonic acid level will increase, the ratio of base upon acid, that will be lower down. As denominator is increasing, the overall ratio will be decreasing, and that decreased ratio, that is ultimately targeted to maintain the pH around 7.4. So first response in this metabolic alkalosis, there is a respiratory, so it is working as a second line of defense. First line of defense, that is generally buffer system, but second line of defense in a respiratory system or respiratory mechanism. So you have to remember second line of defense, respiratory system, and third line of defense, that is renal mechanism, that will also start to work again to maintain that particular pH around 7.4. So how this renal mechanism will work? Simple, we are knowing that particular function of kidney, that is to excrete more number of H plus and reabsorb this bicarbonate. But when there is a metabolic alkalosis, that system will be decreased, or that will reverse in nature. So what happen? kidney will try to conserve more H plus because it is alkalosis, so we need hydrogen ion. So body or kidney will try to conserve more number of hydrogen and excrete more number of bicarbonate. Because as excessive bicarbonate is generated, we have to eliminate bicarbonate, so kidney will try to eliminate more number of bicarbonate. So there is a complete correction will possible when this renal mechanism will work, but it is not possible to fully correction. That full correction occurs when or whenever there is a basic cause or whatever the condition is corrected. So which are the conditions that can lead to this metabolic alkalosis, that also we will look. So basically it is occurring in a vomiting, gastric aspiration, or some particular condition, that also which are the other causes, that also we will look. So when this cause is corrected, then only full correction of this metabolic alkalosis is possible. So whenever there is metabolic alkalosis, the pH will be above 7.55. So in this above this 7.55, sometimes there is a neuromuscular activity increase, and that can lead to the tetany. So sometimes tetany will develop due to high level of the pH above 7.55, and it is occurring even there is a serum calcium level is normal. So that you have to keep in mind. Sometimes there is a neuromuscular activity seen just like a tetany when there is a metabolic alkalosis, that is more pH is more than 7.55. Now this metabolic alkalosis that is always associated with the hypokalemia. You have to remember two things: in acidosis hyperkalemia, in alkalosis hypokalemia. So why this hypokalemia seen in metabolic alkalosis, that also we will look. So basically when there is a alkalosis, then kidney will conserve more number of hydrogen, but when there is a conservation of hydrogen, per comparative, for the conservation of hydrogen, kidney will try to eliminate more number of potassium from the body. So potassium will be lost from the body, and that can lead to the hypokalemia. So that is the main thing, and this loss of potassium can also lead to the hypokalemia. So potassium is also given as a part of treatment due to there is a hypokalemia in metabolic alkalosis is observed. Now sometime what happens, there is potassium from the extracellular fluid that will also enter inside the cell in exchange of the H plus. So to maintain pH, body will try to eliminate or excrete more H plus in the blood, and when this H plus going in the blood, what happen, potassium will come inside the cell. So that potassium will come inside the cell in exchange of the H plus, and so that can also lead to the particular hypokalemia. So in this condition what happen, this H plus is coming outside and potassium going inside the cell. So in alkalosis, pH of urine will remain acidic. So this is called a paradoxic acidosis. So it is occurring due to exchange of potassium and hydrogen across the cell in the blood, and that is leading to the paradoxic acidosis. So even there is a metabolic alkalosis, pH is higher side, but as urine still remain acidic in nature. So that is called paradoxic acidosis. Now further, there are some types of the metabolic alkalosis, and it is divided based on the chloride level. So some are called the chloride responsive and some are the chloride resistance. So what is the role of this chloride, that also we will learn. So in chloride responsive condition what happen, urinary chloride level is less than 10 millimole per liter. So it is not excessive, but it is generally less than 10 millimole per liter. So prolonged vomiting, nasogastric aspiration, upper GI obstruction, and loop diuretics, what happen in this all, particularly fluid level is decreasing, and that decreased fluid level what happen, this lead to the hypovolemia, and this hypovolemia is seen along with the loss of the hydrogen, chloride, and potassium ion. So aldosterone is secreted due to this hypovolemia, and that aldosterone secretion will lead to the increased reabsorption of the particularly sodium, and that is along with the bicarbonate, and loss of the potassium and hydrogen is also seen in this metabolic alkalosis, and that is due to the aldosterone. First you have to remember, sodium and bicarbonate will be reabsorbed. But when this sodium is reabsorbed, this along with the sodium, this chloride is also reabsorbed along with the sodium, and so overall chloride level will be decreased in the urine. So urine chloride level is low. So it is called a chloride responsive type of the metabolic alkalosis, and it is occurring due to the presence of the aldosterone. Aldosterone lead to the chloride reabsorption along with the sodium, so urine become generally chloride free, or the chloride level is very low. So hypokalemia also leads to the alkalosis, and due to the hydrogen potassium changes. So here one another situation like hypokalemia, in some particular condition potassium level is decreasing in our body. So when potassium level is decreased, then what happen, hydrogen will potassium will come outside from the cell in the blood, and this potassium is going outside in the blood, and that is to maintain the hypokalemia, and that is also leading to the H plus will go inside the cell, and that will aggravate the alkalosis condition. So sometimes hypokalemia that can also represented as a alkalosis, that also you have to keep in mind. So vice versa, in metabolic alkalosis hypokalemia is seen, and same way hypokalemia that can also develop the alkalosis. So alkalosis is very responsive whenever that we are giving NaCl, particularly this type of chloride responsive type of the metabolic alkalosis. Now further in this metabolic alkalosis, one more type, that is chloride resistance condition. So here chloride level is more than 10 millimole per liter. Sometimes it is 20 millimole per liter. So hypertension, hyperaldosteronism, hypokalemia, particularly Cushing syndrome, Conn's disease, mineralocorticoid excess, glucocorticoid excess, adrenal tumor, Bartter syndrome. In this, what happen, basically excessive hormone, particularly glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids are secreted, and as well as aldosterone. So that can lead to the sodium retention with loss of the hydrogen and potassium, and this will also affect the chloride reabsorption. So there is a chloride reabsorption from the kidney is defective, so excessive chloride will be excreted in the urine. So that is called chloride resistance type of the metabolic alkalosis. So here particularly hormonal changes is there whenever the vomiting, gastric aspiration, or the upper GI tract obstruction, that is leading to the chloride responsive. But when there is a related with the hormone like Cushing syndrome or Conn's disease, then it is called a chloride resistance type of the metabolic alkalosis. One more condition like exogenous basis. So intravenous bicarbonate when given, so some particular acidosis, what happen, as a treatment bicarbonate is given, but excessive bicarbonate is given. Suppose massive blood transfusion, antacid, milk alkali syndrome, as well as sodium citrate. So ORS, which is containing sodium citrate, but it is given in a excessive amount. Particularly sodium citrate is alone is given as a part of treatment, and if it is given excessively, so this excess base enters the body or potentiates the generation of the bicarbonate from the metabolism of this particular acid, and acid like citrate, and that can lead to the exogenous base, means more number of base formation as compared to the normally which is produced endogenously. So as compared to that endogenous base formation, if additional base is given in excess amount, that can also lead to the metabolic alkalosis. So simply how it is that how this metabolic alkalosis is identified, that also we will look. So particularly in metabolic alkalosis, pH is more, it is more than 7.45. So basic primary changes, that is excess of bicarbonate, and due to that excess of bicarbonate, this what happen, particular ratio is increasing, this bicarbonate level is increasing. So what happen, this bicarbonate level is high, and that is leading to ratio is more. What happened as a secondary changes, partial pressure of carbon dioxide, that will also increase to compensate this excess number of bicarbonate. So you have to remember for the metabolic, that is always bicarbonate, and direction of changes, primary changes, that is same direction of the pH. So same direction of pH primary changes is occurring, and then it is called a metabolic type of disorder. And if pH is more, simply it is a alkalosis, so it is metabolic alkalosis. So simple, whenever the pH is high, you can say that alkalosis. But how to identify it is whether it is a metabolic or respiratory. So if primary changes in a same direction of pH, then you have to say it is same direction as a ME means metabolic, so it is a case of the metabolic alkalosis. Now further you have to decide whether it is a uncompensated, partially compensated, or fully compensated. So simple, here what happens, secondary changes is yet not started, then it is called uncompensated. But in partially compensation, what happens, these secondary changes will be there. Now you have to remember the secondary changes, that is changing of the partial pressure of carbon dioxide, that is in the same direction of the this particular bicarbonate. So bicarbonate is excess, and that say also lead to the excess number of the partial pressure of carbon dioxide. So that is considered as a partially compensated. But what happen in fully compensation, there is a pH will convert it into the normal. So that pH, then this bicarbonate and this partial pressure of carbon dioxide, and here when there is a fully compensated, that ratio will also convert it towards the normal side. So that is a differentiation between this metabolic alkalosis in an uncompensated, partially compensated, and fully compensated state. Now sometimes this picture is given in the exam. Now you have to identify which type of disorder. So first of all, there is a pH. So whenever you are looking pH, so pH is lower side, then it is acidosis. pH is higher side, means it is alkalosis. Here we are talking about the metabolic alkalosis. So how we are identify metabolic alkalosis? So simple, that pH is more, that is alkalosis. So whenever the lower side, now here two condition will be possible. It may be a metabolic or respiratory. So what happen if that pH is increasing and in the same direction, means it is also increasing, partial pressure of carbon dioxide or bicarbonate is also increasing decreasing, then it is going in a same direction. Then if it is going in a same direction means pink color, that is indicating metabolic alkalosis. So metabolic alkalosis directed by the pink color. So here that pink color indicating that metabolic alkalosis. So that simple way you have to remember, if it is going in a same direction it is metabolic, it is if it is going in a opposite direction then it is respiratory. So also in the definition we have seen primary excess of bicarbonate, that is metabolic alkalosis. So that's all about metabolic alkalosis.